Hi everyone, it's Traci from Downward Dog Rising, and I'm here to teach you rolling like a ball in the Pilates mat exercise. I'll give you a couple tips on what you need to be able to do in order to successfully roll like a ball. First and foremost, make sure that you do not have osteoporosis, because you never roll through your spine like that, putting all your body weight into your back vertebra. You don't want to fracture your spine. So this is contraindicated for osteoporosis. If you have scoliosis and you have hardware in your spine, definitely you do not want to roll through it. And then something else, if you have scoliosis, flexing, rounding your back can actually exacerbate your scoliosis. So that's something also to consider. You do not want to round your back. If you know you have a deep curve in your spine, scoliosis, please avoid rounding your spine because you could make it worse and destabilize. Okay. So I just wanted to give you the contraindications, and then let's begin with how you start to get ready to roll like a ball. I want you to come on all fours. I hurt my knee, so I can't really put my weight down into it right now because I kind of split it open. So we're going to start off quadruped position, quadruped in Pilates. I want you to do a couple cat-cows. We do this in yoga. I want you to press into your palms as you elevate your heart. Your shoulder blades anchor down your back. Notice how the low back tailbone points down. That's like a C curve. Spinal flexion, lumbar spine. And now you pull and you lengthen tailbone away from top of head. Here's your cow. You're extending and you're lengthening your spine. Let's do a couple more like that. Exhale, drop your chin, drop your tailbone, spread your shoulder blades wide open, and then inhale, stretch top of head away from tailbone. Exhale, do your cat. Inhale, lengthen head away from tailbone, feel spine stretch long. Here's your cow. 3 more. Exhale. And then you inhale, stretch apart. 2 more. You're going to exhale, round your low back, spread shoulder blades wide to the sky, lengthen head away from tailbone, neutral spine. 2 more. Exhale. Feel a stretch across upper mid-back, thoracic spine. Inhale. Last one. You're going to exhale, drop your chin, drop your tailbone. Now inhale, stretch. Wonderful. Okay, next, I want you to crisscross your ankles, and then I want you to sit back. Okay, here comes your pelvic tilts. We're going to find spinal flexion, we're going to find neutral spine, and then we're going to find spinal extension, and I'll hurry up and define all of them for you. Lower down to your mat, and then basically, okay, I'm just going to slide so you can see me. Let me slide back a tiny bit more. So you can see the mat, you can see what my pelvis is doing on the mat. Okay, your hips are facing straight up. Okay, that's neutral. Bony landmarks for neutral spine. The 2 hip bones, ASIS, anterior superior iliac spines, are on the same plane of alignment as the pubic bone, pubic symphysis. You're in the same plane of alignment. All right. Now, I'm going to show you posterior pelvic tilt. It means to tilt your pelvis backwards, posteriorly. So then what do? You draw your abdominal wall in. You tilt your hip bones backwards. Imprint your spine against the mat. Think of the angry cat, or think of the cat in the cat-cow in yoga. Tailbone drops down. Okay, so I'm flexing my low back. Now you come into neutral, hip bones to sky, hip bones in line with pubic symphysis. Okay, now here comes your cow. You extend the spine so the low back pulls apart, and then you're going to feel how like if you're on all fours, maybe your back has this little sway back in it. The hips roll forward and the low back gently arches away from the mat. Neutral, posteriorly tilt spine. Your spine imprints the mat. We're going to do a couple more of these. Your hip bones roll away from pubic symphysis, and now your back arches away from the mat. Now there's space between your low back and the mat. Two more. Imprint. You get rid of the space. Inhale. Feel the space open. There's a little gap between the back and the mat. Maybe there's a big gap between the back and the mat. Last one, hip bones roll back. It opens the front of the hip joints, the hip sockets. That's your posterior pelvic tilt. Imprint, and then you tilt forward, you arch, you stretch, and then that's your spinal extension, lumbar, and this is the posterior tilt. That's the flexion. Okay, here's your neutral, hip bones to sky, hip bones in line with pubic symphysis. Now, here's the key to successfully rolling like a ball. If you have no of the contraindications that I mentioned, even spinal stenosis, herniated disc, degenerative disc disease, avoid this compressing your spine and putting weight compression loads on it. So you're in your neutral, your hips are to the sky, you peel back, hips roll towards navel, your spine is imprinted, your round back. Whenever you roll like a ball, your low back goes into this spinal flexion. You imprint your spine into the mat and you roll through it, and it's a spinal compressive loading, and that's why it's important to know if your spine can handle it or not, because you're putting all of your body weight through the entire spine, and then it's going to concentrate in the area you roll through. So make sure you're safe to do this. And then you roll through the ball in your imprint. That's your spinal flexion. So then what happens, you would hug the legs in. You would feel how your back is really firm into the mat. You would lengthen your entire spine. Head lengthens away from tailbone, and then you start to have to use the breathing. You have to use 3-dimensional deep diaphragmatic breathing when you do Pilates, because you have to scoop your abdominal wall in, and you have to think about starting from pubic bone to navel. The pelvic floor lifts internally, and then you have to feel your 2 hip bones, anterior superior iliac spines. Think of them drawing straight across horizontally, closer together to get your transversus abdominis to fire. And then lastly, you want to feel how the obliques, they run on diagonals, wrapping around the sides of our waist. We want those to work, and we use our deep diaphragmatic breathing to get our ribs to fully expand. Then we have to squeeze the air out of our lungs as our ribs pull and funnel down together. They reconnect into the center as our pelvic floor pulls in and zips up, and our transversus abdominis closes across. So it all happens at the same time. So then you would nod your chin, you would stretch head away from tailbone, core draws in. Okay, you're going to be up in the air, and then take a second, and I want you to balance. I'm going to show you with your hands under the knees, which is easier than if you squeeze the knees in and form a tighter shaped ball. Notice that my feet do not touch the mat, and I'm on my sits bones here. Here we go, I'm straight. Shoulders are in a straight line right above my hips, right above my sits bones. In order to do rolling like a ball, you're going to end up balancing right behind your 2 sits bones, and then we never roll into our neck because our cervical vertebra aren't meant to put all your body weight through. You don't want to hurt yourself. So what do? You do your chin nod. We do this a lot in warm-ups. We do chin nods just to prepare ourselves for motion. When you nod your chin, you're getting at the base of the skull, the occiput. We're gonna make our cervical neck be safe. So then we inhale into the back, into the sides of our ribs, the front, the sides, the back of our rib cage expands. So we're gonna balance on our mat. Our chest is open. When you inhale, I want you to roll into the back of your shoulder blades as you fully expand the air into your lungs. So you're gonna inhale, inhale back, and then you have to exhale, come right back up, and you balance right above your two sits bones. You're right behind them actually. You inhale, your ribs expand, nod your chin, exhale, so your chin is tilting slightly forward and down. You inhale, you exhale, you come up and balance. Again, you inhale, and then you exhale, balance. One more. You inhale, your chin's forward, you come up. So it's a smooth rolling through the ball. Why? Because you're rolling, you're doing spinal flexion through your low back. Okay, so now I'll make it more difficult. I'm making it difficult by changing my joint angle, and I drop my shoulders out of my ears. I spread my shoulder blades wide open and apart across my upper mid back, so my shoulders are down and back. My chin tilts forward, the back of my neck is protected. My knees are in close and tight. Now it's gonna be a little harder to control. I'm more compact right now. So I have to really focus on my core, scooping in from my pubic bone to my navel to really give me the support that I need to maintain my ball and to have control and precise movement. So then I'm gonna drop my shoulders. I'm gonna stretch top of head away from my tailbone so I don't compress anything. I'm still getting elongation, axial elongation through my spine. I'm gonna inhale as I nod my chin. I'm gonna breathe into the back of my ribs, and I'm gonna come up and balance on my sits bones. And then I'm gonna roll behind them as I inhale. I'm gonna hug my knees in tight as I exhale, and I'm gonna lift through the top of my head, balance, control. So I'm right on my sits bones. I'm gonna roll behind them. Inhale, and then exhale, come up. Inhale, hug in. Exhale, come up, roll. Two more. Inhale, exhale, last one. Inhale, exhale, balance. Okay, now, if that's too hard and you want to know, well, what can I do? I can't do that right now. My spine's not ready. My core isn't strong enough. So then, okay, we're going to backtrack 3 steps back. Sit tall, sit up high on your sits bones. So then you're elongating the sides of your waist, ribs out of hips. Maybe you'll reach right under those thighs. You'll open your heart, your chest, collarbones wide. You inhale. Now just practice, as long as you don't have any contraindications. You lift, you lengthen, and then you scoop into your center as you roll behind your sits bones. This is spinal flexion. Now elevate your heart, roll back up on top of your sits bones, extend, lengthen your spine. Exhale, we're gonna call this a C curve as you open your shoulders, your chest. Now you're gonna inhale, lift your heart, reach through top of head. 3 more. Exhale, C curve. You're gonna practice this until you get stronger. Inhale, lift your heart. 2 more times. You're gonna exhale, scoop in tight. And then you're gonna inhale, lift your heart. 1 more time, you're gonna exhale, scoop in tight. Feel space between your shoulder blades. Feel the low back really open up. Come up and just balance. And then once you're balancing, you still wanna work on strength. Maybe you'll have your palms to the sky, pull in under the front of those ribs, zip up from pubic bone to navel. And then maybe you'll do these little toe taps right behind your sits bones. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, lift your heart, long C from the top of your head to the tailbone like you're making a capital letter C. Inhale, exhale, 4 more. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, lift your heart. Think of a string going up through, top ahead, 2 more, and last one. Yay! So that is a tutorial on how you would go about learning rolling like a ball from the Pilates repertoire mat workout. Thank you so much for joining me, and stay tuned for more tutorials in Pilates mat. Thank you so much. Peace, everyone. Bye.